Greetings all. Welcome to my think tank.
Presidents may be the leaders of their countries, but that doesn't always mean they're good men, on the big screen at least.
We took you for a little ride and you came through. Now, give me that unit.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 evil presidents in movies.
In the middle of the night, it came to me. I must get up now, right now, and fulfill my destiny. Now you put your goddamn hand on that scanning screen, or I'll hack it off and put it on for you.
For this list, we're looking at cinematic presidents who are actively evil or do evil things. And sorry, no real-life presidents are included, even if it's in a fictional context.
As long as it ends with her picture in the sky and the sound of cannon.
Also, since most of these presidents suffer an inevitable downfall, a spoiler alert is in order.
That sanctimonious image of yours fooled everyone, except me. Because I know evil.
Number 10. Max Jacob Frost Flatow Jr., Wild in the Streets.
How old do you think I am?
About 100.
I'm 24.
Youth culture exploded with a vengeance in the 1960s, and Wild in the Streets accurately reflected the sheer panic that many felt at the time. Its wildly improbable story revolves around the successful efforts of teenager Max Frost to lower the voting age to 14, after which teenagers take over the country.
You want to join our club, baby? Then you give us the vote at 14. 14! 14 or fight.
Soon after spiking the water with LSD, Frost becomes president, and things get really hairy for anyone over 35. These old geezers are rounded up and sent to camps to be re-educated as good citizens, a process which includes involuntary and regular doses of hallucinogens. Some of Frost's innovations have good consequences, but his dictatorial style proves once again that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Whatever Papa can do, baby boy can do more times better.
Number 9. The President, Wag the Dog.
Yeah, always stick with a winner.
Evil cinematic presidents generally come in two kinds. There are those who commit evil themselves, and those who hire others to do it for them. The unnamed and rarely even seen president in Wag the Dog belongs to the latter group.
Thank heaven for little girl.
The presidency is about honor.
Thank heaven for little girl.
It's about principles.
When this commander-in-chief's unsavory sexual appetite inspires him to try to get frisky with an underage Girl Scout type, there's potentially dangerous fallout. He calls in Conrad Breen, a master spin doctor, to take care of the mess. Breen then sets up a diversion with the president's approval. He creates a fake war with Albania.
We can't afford a war.
We're not gonna have a war. We're gonna have the appearance of a war.
We cannot afford the appearance of a war.
What'll it cost?
Breen's plot, which the president endorses, demonstrates a willingness to bend the truth, people's lives, and all morality for political ends.
Can we go now, please, people? A good plan today is better than a perfect plan tomorrow.
Number 8. Greg Stillson, The Dead Zone.
I have had a vision that I am going to be president of the United States someday.
Leave it to Stephen King to come up with one of the most unusual evil presidents on this list. A president who doesn't even exist. Yet. The film adaptation of The Dead Zone deals with a man, Johnny Smith, who can see a person's future just by touching them. When he shakes the hand of Greg Stillson, a U.S. senatorial candidate, he sees that one day Stillson will be president. He also sees that if Stillson is elected, he will start a nuclear war that will devastate the Earth.
Not only can you see the future, I can change it.
Fortunately, when Johnny tries to shoot the candidate to prevent this, Stillson cowardly holds a baby up to protect himself, thus ending the potential president's evil career before it even starts.
They're trying to kill me!
Number 7. Lord President Business, The Lego Movie.
You've hidden the Craggle well, old man. Robots, destroy him!
In the Lego Movie, there's little difference between government and industry, both of which are ruled by a man known as both Lord Business and President Business. Said man is obsessed with perfection. He likes everything done in assembly line order. There's no room in his world for individuality, imperfection, or inefficiency. And he's ruthless about keeping his world functioning like a well-oiled machine.
All I'm asking for is total perfection.
Business is so obsessed that he intends to use the mystical and mysterious Craggle to freeze the world into an image of perfection. In a delightful twist appropriate for a children's movie, Business turns out to be modeled after the obsessive father of an actual young child, who learns he needs to be less businesslike with his son.
Oh, we got a hugger.
Number 6. The President of the United States, Canadian Bacon.
And I want to say to Prime Minister McDonald, surrender her pronto, or we'll level Toronto.
As in Wag the Dog, the president in Canadian Bacon needs something to boost his approval ratings. In real life, a photo op with some cute kids or a major tax cut might do the trick. In this over-the-top satire, however, the president desperately turns to war.
Any more bright ideas? What are we going to do for an enemy now?
His attempts to start a new Cold War are met with frigid resistance, and his desire to fight terrorism is dismissed. And so he sets his sights on Canada, the US's friendly neighbor to the north. Using a typical campaign of misinformation, or lies to you and us, things snowball out of hand. Eventually, a nuclear war is narrowly averted, and the president gets thrown out of office at the next election.
I can't kill America's neighbors.
I can.
I summer up there.
Number 5. President Alan Richmond, absolute power.
Consider it a blip on the screen. As far as I'm concerned, that's all he is, too.
When a ruthless president's career is on the line, he will stop at nothing to save his own skin. That's the case with President Alan Richmond, memorably played by Gene Hackman in this political thriller.
She's a young prosecutor. Prosecutors ask questions. Maybe she knows what he knows.
See, a little problem came up. He was screwing his friend's wife. Not a particularly nice thing to do when things got a little out of hand. The Secret Service overreacted, and all of a sudden Richmond has a dead body on his hands.
To kill her? No choice in the matter, sir.
Richmond covers things up, but there's a witness he didn't know about. And so he orders more deaths. But don't worry, the morally bankrupt president eventually gets his comeuppance, much to the delight of all watching the film.
Mr. Sullivan, have you no idea why the president would take his own life?
Well, I know he's been feeling the pressure of office more than ever lately.
Number 4. The President. Escape from LA.
Who are you? I'm your president.
Some people are such obviously evil demagogues that it's hard to believe they were ever elected as a leader, although history is filled with real-life examples. The president in Escape from LA is one of these power-mad dictator types. Set in the future, he gets elected on a platform that insists that God is punishing America for being sinful.
Gotta go to my quarters. I've got to pray.
After his election, he implements a strict moral code that outlaws alcohol, tobacco, cursing, and lots of sex. Those found guilty can choose death or deportation to the dangerous hellhole that Los Angeles has become.
Man is too dumb to survive LA.
Oh, and he's also planning to use a special device that will enable him to take over the world. You know, typical evil stuff.
What's it to be, Pliskin? Us or them?
Shut down the third world.
Number 3. Lex Luthor. Superman, Batman, public enemies.
That I intend to handle this meteor with the same efficiency that characterized my previous endeavors.
As anyone with even a passing familiarity with Superman knows, Lex Luthor is one seriously evil dude. Yet somehow, he manages to convince the people of the US to elect him president in this direct-to-video animated flick.
It doesn't matter what any of us thinks. Luthor's the president, and what he says goes.
Once in office, Luthor arranges for the villain Metallo to be killed, and frames Superman for it. Luthor then places a bounty on the Man of Steel's head. In the meantime, he's prevented Superman and Batman from destroying a giant kryptonite meteor heading for Earth.
Everyone who lives to see the new world will have learned never to trust your kind again.
Luthor plans to use missiles to destroy it so he can be a hero, but his plan backfires. No biggie, he's happy to let the meteor destroy most of life on Earth, so he can rule over what's left. Yep, he's one seriously messed up president.
You can't touch me. We're on American soil now. And I am the president.
Number 2. President Coriolanus Snow, the Hunger Games franchise.
Sow fear,
More fear. It won't work. Fear does not work as long as they have hope, and Katniss Everdeen is giving them hope.
In the Hunger Games movies, President Snow is the big baddie. He rules both the capital and Panem with an iron hand, and takes immense pleasure in the annual Deadly Tribute Games.
We both know I'm not above killing children, but I'm not wasteful. I take life for specific reasons.
Snow cruelly manipulates people for his own ends. When Katniss defies him, he promises to kill her family and friends if she doesn't do as he wishes. He's made threats like these to others, sometimes forcing them into prostitution in order to save their loved ones. And of course, he relishes watching the people get killed during the course of the Hunger Games. Because, after all, it's his hunger for evil that's being fed.
She's become a beacon of hope for the rebellion, and she has to be eliminated.
Before we reveal our number one pick, here are some honorable, or in this case, dishonorable mentions.
I can make you or break you. One word to the press, and you're through.
We'll do whatever it takes. You can trust me. To keep the evidence from getting out.
Police are in on this?
I've got an election to win. I need my robot to be a fighter, not a lover. Load the red one.
I won't.
Then I'll do it. Hello, sweetheart.
Hey.
So, you think you know me? Well, think again. Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub!
Number 1. President Scroob. Spaceballs.
I don't know what to do! I can't make decisions! I'm a president!
Sure, Spaceballs is a typical anything-for-a-laugh Mel Brooks spoof. But that doesn't mean that a character can't be evil even as we're laughing at him. That's the case with the supremely evil President Scroob, played with great comic malevolence and silliness by Brooks himself.
Tell them to comb the desert, do you hear me? Comb the desert!
The ruthless leader of Planet Spaceball, Scroob is also in charge of the mighty Dark Helmet, who does much of his dirty bidding.
Well, did it work? Where's the key?
It works, sir. We have the combination.
This includes stealing air from the planet Druidia, which would, not be so good for that planet. He also commands the destruction of that planet, which again is not so nice. Fortunately, he gets paid back for his evil by being stranded on the planet of the apes.
Dear me, what are those things coming out of her nares?
Do you agree with our list?
Why would the Canadians try to start a war between us and the Russians? I don't get that.
Who do you think are the most memorable wicked cinematic presidents?
The missiles are flying. Hallelujah.
For more presidential top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Never have that damn thing down in front of me! How do I know you're not making faces at me under that thing?
President Scroob,